fun begins every day. I tell you what, guys, this man right here, he really knows how to show a girl a good time. I think he calls this date day.
It's a shop date. So we go on blind dates too.
We do. Those are kind of fun though. And unless he likes to take me on a blind date in like January, then I pretend like I like it for the first 20 minutes, but I don't.
Our blind dates when we go hunting in a blind.
Get it? Get it? Sorry.
I think they got it. They're not as slow as you.
Some people might be.
But we are saying goodbye to the, I guess you want to call it the sleeper. The bed.
The bed.
It's all coming out, and we're putting the back seats back in. And then
the back seats have been sitting in the shop for a year, so
I'm brand new.
I'm praying that the mice did not get into our
I said we never had any mice in the camper.
Heavy duty garbage bags.
I said we haven't had any mice problems in the campers.
We haven't.
We got those kitties, and the kitties seem to be doing pretty good. Once we got them cats, I think we've seen one mouse out here in like 3 years, so.
Yeah.
So we should be good. But yeah, I think they're in the truck for what, 2 months, if that. Then I took them out.
Yeah, they're.
So they should be pretty much brand new shape yet. But so we're gonna get that pulled out, and then
get that bed out, and then next week get that bed off.
And then yeah, hopefully, well, her truck is going to the body shop Sunday, tomorrow night. We gotta drop it off. So this is Saturday.
He broke my windshield.
You broke my windshield. I got 2 chips in there from you. That's from following you. Them new tires hold rocks. We were over by Sioux City, and I was following her going, I think it was for Wayne, for the airplane show. Yeah, she nailed my windshield twice. The first time I started backing off, I seen the rock come flying out from underneath her truck, and apparently even backing off quite a bit wasn't enough, because I saw the thing bouncing across the road, then all of a sudden it launched in the air and caught my windshield again. I got 2 chips in from one day from her.
That's what he gets for getting too close to my butt.
That's why she should follow me. I don't have mud tires.
I do. I like to follow him better anyway, then I don't really have to pay attention. I mean, not that I...
Till you rear end me.
Don't, well, that hasn't happened yet. It's gonna someday, because, I mean, in reality, I'm not the world's greatest driver. Sometimes I zone out from time to time.
And she's a butt hugger.
I am. I gotta stay close on him so no one tries to get in between us. Nothing makes me more mad than when I'm trying to follow him and you get this little car that thinks 5 feet is enough for their 7 feet car to fit in. Oh, it torques me off.
And then, now that her rant's over, you okay now?
Yes, I'm good.
She just got back from Indiana and I woke her up. She only got a 2-hour nap, so she's kind of crabby. Okay. But then, so yeah, hers goes into the shop Sunday. And then after that, next week's pretty well shot with camper deliveries and everything. So then I think the following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we have another little gap in there, I think. At least it'll be lighter anyway. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays are always the lighter days. Then we're gonna try and get this flatbed pulled off and put the actual bed back in. So hopefully that all happens in the next 2-3 weeks. And then...
That one's gonna be harder to do though, because the boy works for Schmillins on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we're gonna need...
This will be way easier taking off than it was putting on. Because we had to put it on like 3 times to get the frame mounts and everything lined up. Now we just gotta unbolt it and pull it off.
Yeah.
Got a couple of wires to take off, air compressor to take out, and then some plug-ins, otherwise it comes right off. So, and then after that, hopefully we can start tinkering with that guy. I pulled it into the shop, so that was kind of my way of, if it was in the shop and in the way, maybe I'll start working on it. But
it's just gonna sit here until fall, and then we're gonna have to move it back out to get campers in here, and hopefully we get something done with it.
We gotta have it done by fall, because by fall, once the campers start getting parked, that thing will be in use.
Who wants to come work on a semi?
And I'm not sure. I've been seeing, I seen a lady had a video on Facebook or something. She worked at the Bighorn factory, and she was talking about how they had like an all-staff meeting or something like that, and they laid off 350 employees. I think it starts when they do the shutdown for the model year changeover or something like that, if I heard her correctly, I guess. So, I don't know. That's the second company I've heard doing layoffs now. I heard East West did a layoff, and now Bighorn, so if that's any indication, camper transporting might be slow coming up this fall. So we haven't got a trailer yet for doing RV transport. So we talked about there's a local company that does a lot of livestock and grain. So I might just end up leasing this on with a local company and just haul grain. Be home every night, or at least every other night, because they don't do. I think I was talking to one of the kids that drives for them, and I think he said Chicago's the farthest they go. They haul like seed corn and seed beans and stuff over that way. So I don't know. We're just kind of leaving our options open for right now. Gonna kind of see what markets are doing what, but
I want him home more. I don't like him being on the road for a week at a time.
so we talked about livestock and grain is always going to be there. So
His cousin does, what do they haul?
he worked for a guy. They just haul all kinds of stuff. He was hauling wood chips and whatever, but he just quit and then went back to Dorn.
No, I'm talking
Oh, Susie?
Susie.
Yeah, they do livestock. They're out of
Livestock.
Sanborn, Minnesota, and they do a lot of cattle. So they've been talking to me the last few years about pulling for them too. But the only downfall is what are they? 2 hours? I think they're 2 hours north of us. So I mean, it's not super far, but they want their trailers back every night. So that's just, I got a deadhead up there, or leave the truck set up there and drive 2 hours up there every day. And she said occasionally we'll have to stay in the trucks overnight, but most of the time they leave in the mornings and they're back at night. So there's another option there too. It's just, if I could take the trailer home and be home and then head out from here, it'd probably be easier, or make my decision a little easier.
We'll see.
But like I said, everything's up in the air right now. We don't know. I'm gonna hold off before making any decisions until we get closer to the end of summer. And like I said, see what markets are doing what, but might go more toward the farming part, either livestock or hauling grain or something. And if the RV transporting's still doing good, I still might go back to that. We'll find out. But for now, we gotta get working on this.
Yeah, we do.
And it's hot.
Yeah, it is.
The next 10-day forecast is over 100 or right at 100. I think the coldest night this week is 77.
I need to water flowers.
So it's going to be a miserable week. So we're going to work inside as much as we can during the day and then probably keep doing campers at night. Makes for a long night, but it's not as miserable.
Yeah.
Or we can start backing them in one by one into the shop, but that's
That
also a
takes
pain in the butt.
So long.
But,
So
and if someone jackknifes a camper while we're doing that.
then it takes even longer. I don't know what to say to that.
All right. We got to get to work. We did on the way here come across?
Yeah.
I think we got to get that up. We got back seats again. That was harder getting them back in than it was taking them out.
I mean, I don't want to say that we're professionals, but it really only took us half hour.
Yeah, half hour and about 3 gallons of perspiration.
I brought him out a fan. I don't know what he's whining about.
Well, I mean, the fan's better, but it's just hot.
It's hot.
It's too early in the year for this heat. This is August material. But
Humidity.
what?
I don't know if I can say that.
What?
Can't say it.
Oh,
I don't know if I can.
Betty Sauls.
Humidity.
Humidity.
Can you say that?
Oh, I don't know. But yes, severe case of Betty Sauls today. Now we just gotta get cleaned up. We're gonna put the microwave. The kids are back.
Yes,
I think
they
we're
are.
gonna put that microwave in the Western Star. So a lot of the stuff is just gonna go in there. Yeah, them are the screws I used to screw that so they don't stay in there though. I mean, I can use whatever. You can just put them screws in that tub. The tub is spare parts of junk parts. But all right, we're gonna go in.
Yeah, we are.
Go back to the air conditioning for a while. This is miserable.
We're going to take a nap.
You gonna go take a nap?
I don't know.
You can go to bed. Been up all night. But, all right. We're gonna get some air conditioning. Maybe we'll head over and get ice cream later.
Yay! We
Oh,
missed
yeah.
out on it the other day.
Yeah, we did miss out on it the other night.
All right, let's walk and talk.
Walk and talk.
Walk and talk.
Got everything we need for now?
He's not a good multitasker, guys, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, we dropped that camper off in Pauline and we were gonna go get ice cream the other night to find out that it closes at 9, not 10. But when we were camping out there a couple weeks ago, they were open until, it was like 10 to 10, I think, when we went up and got ice cream. So
I think they were just that busy.
I think it was just that busy, so they stayed open. Yeah. Oh, okay. Slave driver over here.
Well, you know, when you're heading up to the house, it only makes sense to take a load up with you. Him and the boys don't see it that way. They'll literally make 5 trips back and forth, and then when they're all done, they'll make another 3 trips bringing all their stuff back and forth when they could have had it already done.
We're up at the lakes at Senla, and last night we had a cancellation. So this actually worked out perfect for us because we have a camper here at Senla, and he left this morning, so I'm here to pick it up. I was gonna take it back home, and then I had to go home, grab another one to bring it back up here. But this camper is the same thing as what he had rented, except for the bathroom and the bunks are flip-flop side to side. So I asked if he'd like to switch campers, and I could just move it for him so he doesn't have to come pick it up. So it saved me from pulling it back home, and it saved him from pulling it from our place all the way here when I can just go set it up on his campsite. And I got all the cleaning supplies back there on the back seat. So that was a win-win for us. Get paid for a delivery that we don't technically have to deliver, and the customer doesn't have to pull a camper that he was technically going to go pull. So it's hot again, of course, but all right, so we're hooked up, and now we're going to go move it over to campsite 104 and get it set up and cleaned up over there, because I got 2 hours before he's here. So it's not really saving us any time, but it's saving us a lot in fuel. Okay, we're all set back up again. Camper's all cleaned out. I am over this heat already, holy mollies. But now we have to run up to Walmart and grab some forks, because apparently, I don't know if they got mixed in with their stuff or what, but every one of the forks is gone, and I got about 30 minutes, 40 minutes before our guy gets here. So Walmart's only like 3 blocks away, so I'm gonna run up to Walmart and grab him some new forks. And then I might be heading to Lakeview now. Damien got held up in quite the line in Lewis and Clark, or at Cottonwood in Yankton at the dump station, so he can't get out of there very fast. So depending on who kind of gets out of where first, either Damien and Courtney or me and Courtney will be heading to Lakeview to go grab them other 2 campers yet today. But first, let's go hit up Wally World. Got done at the lakes, and then Damien wasn't back yet from Yankton, so I ran down to Lakeview to meet up with Courtney.
Hey.
She's got all these packed up. The other one is sitting over there at her truck. This place is packed for a Sunday. This place is absolutely, but it's hot. Like I said, it's just miserably hot. There are boats. Boats everywhere, people on the beach. Everyone's trying to find a way to get cool. I stopped at A&W up the lakes. After I got done, ice cream sounded good. And that was probably a mistake. That was a long line at A&W.
Okay.
So, all right, this one is all set up.
On to the next one. I haven't flushed the next one out, and I haven't put the jacks up. Do you have your drill?
Yeah, I got the drill. So, well, I'll pull over there if you want to pull over to this one. So, all right, we're gonna get hooked up to these and get out of here. We got back with the last 2, and then we had a customer drop one off, and we have jackknife number 3 for the year. Never had one before. 3 of them this year. Granted, Courtney was one of them, but this one ain't bad. Little dent, little scuff. I mean, we're probably ain't gonna do nothing with it because it's gonna get other scuffs and whatnot anyway. But as much as that part costs to get shipped, it ain't really worth it. So we'll probably just let that one go. But otherwise, I talked to the customers about the one that had the air conditioner that kept tripping the breaker, and after Damien put it on the 50 amp breaker, it took care of the problem. Apparently it didn't, and they just didn't tell us about it until after the fact. They weren't mad or nothing, but apparently that breaker keeps tripping, so I gotta get that one in the shop, figure out what's up with that breaker. If it's just a bad breaker or what the deal is, or if something's actually wrong with the air conditioner. But it keeps tripping, so it gets a little toasty in there. They gotta keep resetting the breaker, and it'll run for about a half hour and then shut off. So I know if that was me, that'd irritate the crap out of me. It is bright. I forgot my sunglasses. Left them in the house. But we are getting ready to take off to go back to Cherokee. Courtney's truck is going to get a new windshield. Hers is cracked. And then we got some paint chipping on the back door, so I'm gonna get that fixed while it's there. The guy said one of his other jobs got canceled, so he's got some time, but she's got a nice, I don't know if you can see it, a nice little S going through the windshield. And then on the back door, the paint's been flaking off for whatever reason, so we're gonna have them repaint that. Both of them are getting a bath. They've needed a bath for about a week, and we haven't had the time to get them scrubbed down, so that'll also be on the list. So last night we went and dropped Courtney's truck off the body shop. So she get that windshield and door fixed. Today it's Monday now, so we're gonna go drop this one off at the dealer, and then get some parts over there. I'm gonna grab a new breaker for that camper that keeps tripping on, just see if that solves it, because I'm not sure why that breaker's tripping. So we're gonna start off with the new breaker, and we'll run it out here for a while, see if anything happens, if that fixes it or not. And then we're gonna talk to the dealer about our last camper. It's still not in, so he's got one sitting there that he said he would sell us, but he wanted to wait as long as he could, just in case he had another customer or something that wanted that one, since that was like an inventory camper. But I think we might see if we can get another 261 bunkhouse. We've talked to a bunch of our customers that had that camper reserved. Courtney spent like 2 days making phone calls, and it seems like everyone is just fine with switching. And we did swap a few other people. That were okay with having a bunk that had one of our other double beds. So we might go that route instead. So it helps him out, because he's got a bunch of 261s on the lot. He's only got one of the 301 double beds, which the double beds, like I said, is the one that we had ordered and kind of needed. But I think we're gonna be all right by getting another 261 double bed. It'll help him out. All of our customers are all right with it, or we've made some changes and to get everybody what they wanted. So, and the bonus to that also is I think that camper's $4,000 cheaper, so that'll save us some money. But that's our plans for today. Courtney's been a bum this morning. She didn't want to get out of bed. She's finally coming. We moved our chickies up behind the house. I think out by the field. I don't know if it's rats or, I don't know. It kind of looks like rat marks. We had 4 chickens, I think, 4 chicks. And yeah, got eaten, kind of, sort of. Just kind of killed and munched on. And there's a hole underneath where something tunneled underneath, so I don't know what it is. And here's the bum.
It's too early for this.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
It makes me get out of bed at like 8 in the morning. I think it's like wife abuse.
I don't stay up till 2 in the morning watching Netflix.
Chicago Med, good show.
So she gets her binge watching.
It is.
We're gonna get on the road, get this delivered, see what else is there. We're picking up that camper from that acreage that I told you about that had the low trees. So they did some trimming. So we are plenty good on getting out of here now. This is our only pickup today. Today's Tuesday now. Yesterday was Monday. Yesterday morning we dropped off Courtney's camper at the dealership. Talked to him about what camper we're buying, so that's all squared away. Next week we'll be picking that up. And then we headed up to Sioux Falls and did some mattress shopping, because these mattresses absolutely suck in these campers, and we're getting a few people that are kind of complaining. So we're trying to see what we could get for mattresses, but we learned that apparently there's a foam shortage, so we can't get matching mattresses very easy if we want to do 12 mattresses. But he did some trimming, so now it's easier to get it out. But yeah, like I said, the mattresses, I don't know, we might end up ordering some out of Arizona from another company. They build them how you want them, so we might check them out. And they seem cheaper, but it's just, I want to see what they feel like, I guess. I don't want to get more mattresses and have them be just absolutely like sleeping on nothing, kind of like these are. So yeah, more money, more money, more money. Someday we'll have this figured out where we can stop buying stuff. What? Keep telling the kids, it takes money to make money. Some of this stuff, you don't really get a return on it, but it keeps the customers happy and keeps them coming back. So without the customers, you ain't got a business. So some stuff, I suppose, you probably just have to fork out and keep your customers happy. Try the best you can anyway. But today is the coolest day of the week, 85 for a high, so we are going to spend today getting clampers cleaned out, and I believe everything starts heading out. Like half of them go out tomorrow, and the other half go out on Thursday. So today will be cleaning day. Train. So we grabbed that camper from that acreage and then brought it home, got it all cleaned out, and we ended up taking that one over to Paulina right away. They had their campsite already picked out. That was supposed to be a delivery for tomorrow, but we have to go to Yankton. Courtney's truck is in the body shop, get a new windshield and the door repainted, which we just went and picked that up. He wasn't sure if it was going to be done or not, so that was the reason we went to Paulina right away. And try and save some time tomorrow. But tomorrow actually works out really well. We have a camper to pick up and another camper to drop off at the same campground at the same time. So now me and Courtney are going to just ride up together and take one truck and get a double whammy in. So it doesn't happen too often, but it's nice when it does happen that way. Fuel prices are really starting to kick our butts with delivery fees, so we might have to change something with that. I don't know, we've been talking about it. We really don't want to raise rates. Been holding off as long as we can, but we might just have to. I'm not sure if fuel prices are going to go down. So gas prices are almost caught up to fuel prices now, right around us. But time will tell. If it doesn't calm down, we're going to have to do something. Train's gone. Let's see, next week we'll go grab that new camper, talk to the dealer a little bit this morning. So pretty much everything's finalized, just gotta wait for him to give us a call when it's ready, but he said next week, which is just fine. It's about when we'll need it. And then get that one all set up, and then we'll have 9 rolling this year. Yeah, same train, different intersection. I can't get away from this thing. Another thing, we talked to the insurance this morning, and the lady said she hasn't even had a chance to look at our claim yet after I sent in everything that she wanted. So it's been, I believe, 11 days when I looked at my email from when I was talking to her. She wanted all the photos, the quote, or the, what's it called, the estimate and everything. So it's been 11 days since I sent that in. She still said she has not had a chance to look at it. So that was kind of the frustrating part, but hopefully we have some answers soon. I might have to just start calling it, be the squeaky wheel, I guess. We need something to get done with that camper. It's used for income, so she told me they had 2 emergency ones that popped up in front of ours, so I'm not sure what deems an insurance claim as an emergency, but when the insurance company only deals with rental companies, everything's an emergency. We need stuff done now. Any insurance claim I've ever had in the past, we usually send the invoice in or the adjuster or whatever, and we've had checks same day. But not this time. We'll see how it all goes. Someone lied to me yesterday. She told me that we had to drop one off in Yankton and pick one up, but...
Who did that?
You did that. So no, we're just dropping one off today.
We are.
And then tomorrow we go pick one up. So.
We do.
So we don't get a double whammy. That's the craps.
It is.
I thought we were gonna do all right today, but
We never do.
What'd you eat?
Cereal?
You got cereal on your lips.
Oh.
Other side.
Oh, I feel it. Captain Crunch. Saving that piece for later.
So it is another hot one today. Yesterday wasn't so bad.
Yesterday was nice.
It's like in the mid 80s. The humidity wasn't high, so today at least the humidity's not stupid high either, but there ain't much of a breeze. A little bit of a breeze, but not much. It's gonna get hot this afternoon. But we're gonna go on the road. We gotta be there by 5. Well, they're gonna meet us there at 5. We're gonna try and get there around 4:30 and have it all set up, ready to go, so we can get in and out. We should probably hit up the truck wash. These things are getting dusty.
All right, then we really got to get going.
Yeah. We haven't had much rain the last week, and with the heat and the sun, everything is drying up. So we got the camper dropped off up in Yankton yesterday, and then my father-in-law had called us, and my wife's uncle had bought a houseboat and went out to Lake Mead, probably 2 months ago. Anyway, a couple weeks ago his boat died. The engine died and he drifted up on shore or whatever. The wind just kind of pushed him up against shore, so he just anchored there and he's going to try and get someone to come out and work on the motor or whatever. Well, if you know anything about Lake Mead right now, it's dropping a lot. I think I've heard like 5 feet a week or something like that. Well, he's been stuck out there for almost 2 weeks, so the water level's dropped about 10 feet. So now instead of being just parked up against shore, now he is onshore, and the water's probably, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 feet from his boat. So he was trying to get someone to come out and tow him off, and they wanted $20,000 to tow him off. And I was telling my father-in-law, well, I was telling my wife, that so I've been watching these guys on YouTube lately, Sin City Outdoors, and just kind of watching the updates they do once a week on Lake Mead. And I was like, I wonder if I could reach out to them and see if they have any contacts out there or something like that, because you could probably get 2, 3, or even 4 boats. I was telling my wife, I was like, if you offered to 4 guys like $1,000 a piece, I'm like, get 4 boats hooked up to that thing. Like they could drag it across the sand and get it back into the water and get them pulled up to the slip, because he's not that far from a marina. And well, anyway, they beat me to it. So yesterday, my father-in-law calls us and says that the Sin City Outdoors had found him and posted their video. And yeah, there's another guy that a lot of you guys have probably heard of. He's heading out to go get him. The guy that's going to get him is Heavy D Sparks. He's got a big YouTube channel. A lot of you guys have probably heard of him. And if not, check out his channel. He does a lot of cool stuff and whatnot. But he's got, like, I don't know what it is, 2 million followers or something like that. So I'm sure most of you have heard of it. It sounds like today is Thursday now. Sounds like they're gonna go get him. So yeah, he should be getting off of his cabin on the lake, as he calls it now. It's not a houseboat, now it's a cabin. Well, cabin by the lake. Anyway, got the breaker changed in this guy. We're gonna see if this works. I don't know. I'm still wondering if it wasn't the pole at the campground putting out too much power or something. But either way, we changed the breaker. We got it plugged into the shop to the 30 amp that's in the shop. We're gonna let it run over here for a while and see if that new breaker trips, and hopefully that takes care of the breaker problem. But now today, Courtney and Damien are going to Yankton. Remember how I said there was, you know, one out, one straight back, so that'd be nice. And then we figured out we weren't doing that. It was just one out, and then today was gonna be one back. Well, today's the out and back. So Courtney and Damien are gonna go do that together. It'd be a lot easier with two people hooking up, dropping one off, go to the other side of the campground, hook up to that one, go park it, and overflow parking for a little bit so they can go get the other one set up, or however they're gonna do it. But yeah. But I am heading over to Manson, Iowa later this afternoon. So we're all going about 120-ish miles in opposite directions today. And then we have one, not sure if it's this one. One of them gets picked up today, so we got 2 drop-offs. And then one they're gonna pick up in Yankton, and then we got one where the customer's coming to pick up the camper. So that is what we have in store today. And today is going to be another hot one. Those two are off to Yankton. So I'm waiting for my guy to show up. Should be here any minute. And he'll be picking up this unit. And as soon as he's out of here, I'll be taking off with this one, heading to Manson, Iowa, to an acreage. So well, that is how the remainder of our day is supposed to go. Like I said, it's supposed to, so we'll see. And then the last one there will go out tomorrow. And I believe tomorrow, Courtney is going to head out to Indiana to grab another unit. So, yeah. Wind's picking up, so at least that's kind of taking care of some of the heat. Feels kind of good, but it's going to suck for driving. Going to have a nice side wind going across Highway 20 for me. And he's out. Now it's my turn. So I want to get this one all hooked up. And then I think I got about a half an hour, and I got to get on the roads. So we got to get the water tanks filled up in this one because, like I said, it's going to an acreage. And she said it was going to be quite away from the house. So if they had to, they can put more water in it later if they needed to. But they wanted the tanks filled up. So we're going to get the tanks filled up for them. And then we're going to get out of here. So I've been cruising around on gravel roads for the last 20 minutes trying to find this acreage. It wasn't on Google Maps, so I was assuming it was a new acreage that got built because the numbers skipped the house number I was supposed to find. And I was trying to get a hold of her and she wasn't answering. And yeah, like I said, after about a half an hour, I pulled over on the side of the road and I grabbed the laptop and started scrolling around on Google Maps trying to find that house number. And Twin Lakes is the lake that we're by. And finally she calls me back and she had the address numbers backwards. So I'm 15 miles away and on the wrong side of the lake, so I had to drive all the way around the lake, and now we're finally heading toward the right house. These are kind of some of the things I talk about that we never know how our day's gonna go. I should have been dropped off and out of there by now, and I haven't even got there. I still got 10 miles to go. So yeah, these are some of those things. We found it, got it dropped off, and of course more trees. That one was way easier than the last one, going down that driveway with narrow trees, that little tunnel. At least I could get the camper in. I just had a big yard to spin around in, so this one wasn't bad at all. But I should have beat Courtney and Damien back after this delivery, but their delivery went way easier than they planned on, so they got out of there 45 minutes quicker than they anticipated. And mine took me about an hour longer than I anticipated, so they're gonna beat me home now. All right, well, yesterday's ordeal. What happened there was the lady gave me the address for the house. It was 2311 was the house number, acreage number, and it ended up being 3211. So I ended up being about 10 miles off from where I was supposed to be. So that's kind of what happened yesterday. Today I got this one cleaned out this morning. Courtney's gonna sleep in. She wants to get like a late start going to Indiana so she can hit Chicago around midnight. So she stayed up late last night so she could sleep in late today, and I might go out with her yet. I'm not sure. Damien can probably handle this weekend if anybody calls. So far we haven't had any major issues or nothing like that, and he's pretty good, especially if he doesn't know something. He's pretty good at listening and over the phone, so I can explain stuff. So I might run out with Courtney to make that trip a little easier on her. And then yeah, so I don't know how the day is gonna go. Got some new wire harnesses for my truck ordered, so I got to run to Lamar's after I drop this one off in Cherokee. Damien was gonna take this one, but he's not taking it no more. So I'm gonna take this into Lamar's after the people for that camper show up. Once they get here, then I can take this one. And like I said, go to Lamar's, get that wire harness for my truck. The factory harness, I don't know, it's got like 12 plugs or 12 pins for the 7-prong plug-in. Not sure what they're all for, but I don't know, they're just getting corroded and the pins are breaking. I took it apart to try and clean it again, and the pins came out and actually stuck into the 7-prong. So I don't have constant 12 volt anymore, and I don't have marker lights, so I can't run at night. So I had to call and get a whole new factory harness that goes to the trailer control module, down to the bumper to the 7-prong. So yeah, still got some running around to do before we head out on the road. Phone call. Getting close to 4th of July. Everybody wants campers for the 4th of July, but I think we got like 20-some people that have called that we had to turn down. So you ain't getting a camper for 4th of July. It's too late for that. Yeah, so go get the harness, and if I don't go with Courtney, then I'll probably try and get that put on here, so at least I got my marker lights and 12 volt. The 12 volt constant kind of sucks not having that, because sometimes when these campers sit for a few days, they don't have any power left, so I can't run the slide outs out unless I actually plug it into the box first or whatever. So not a major deal, but it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. Anyway, that is our plan for today. And it sounds like, also going back to Courtney's uncle with the houseboat thing, it sounded like they're gonna get him pulled off yesterday. I haven't heard for sure whether they got him pulled off yet, and I've been checking out the YouTube pages and seeing if either one of those guys had updated anything yet, and haven't seen no updates. So, but I'm sure by the time they film and edit their stuff too, it's probably a couple days behind from where they're actually at. So, but I'll put a link down in the description to that Sin City Outdoors, and you can kind of watch that if you're interested in that. I just think it's kind of cool. I was watching stuff, the updates about Lake Mead on how much that water's dropping and how fast it's dropping. So, but if you want to watch it, you can watch it. If you don't, you don't. but I'll put a link in the description. I want to know how people schedule anything. Serious question. It's impossible. I don't even know why I talk about like what my plan is for the day, because it never happens, ever. But our one pickup, they're supposed to pick up at 1. The delivery that I had was supposed to be before noon, so I was gonna go deliver that one in Cherokee, get back home, and wait for the 1 o'clock pickup to show up. And it is now 2 o'clock, so nothing's planned out right. The lady that I was supposed to deliver to before noon, she texted me and said that she had to work late, so it was going to be a little after afternoon, 12:30, before she could leave her place, which she said she's like a half hour away. So she was talking 1 o'clock delivery. So I talked to Damien, and he was going to handle the lady that comes to pick up. But so I sat around, and I never heard back from the lady that had to deliver to, and she finally just texted me back that she's on her way and she'll be there. So I was grabbing everything, getting ready to head out the door, and then the lady that was supposed to do the pickup called and said she was running behind, which obviously, and said that she'd be here about 2:30, 3:45. So I ended up sending Courtney and Caden to Lamar's. They're gonna go get the parts I need for my truck, and then I'm gonna go deliver this one. Damien's going to take care of the pickup when they get here in a little while, and then when they get back, when Courtney gets back from Lamar's, then she will head out to Indiana, and she's gonna take Damien with her. So I'll be staying back home. Like I said, I don't know how people have schedules and keep them. It's really hard to schedule your day for drivers and people to be back home for pickups and stuff when no one will call you to give you a heads up. Because the lady that's doing the pickup only lives 20 miles away from us, so she could have called, you know, even at 1 o'clock and said she's going to be an hour, you know, whatever late, but she waited until an hour after her delivery or her pickup time to tell us. And we understand people's schedules change too, but it's nice if people call you and keep you in the loop, so that way you can kind of plan ahead instead of sitting there twiddling your thumbs and wondering who's going to call first, where are we going to go, and you know, is everyone going to show up at the same time? So that's kind of the difficult part. I know that goes for a lot of businesses. It ain't just us, but communication is key. At least give people a heads up. We try and keep people in the loop just in case, you know, our schedule ain't working right and we're not going to make it in the time that we say or whatnot. But it goes both ways. So if you have appointments anywhere, try and help the business out and give them a heads up. Don't call them when you're already an hour late. All right, it's Saturday now. Courtney and Damien are back. She dropped the camper off, and she's having a little sister's day today, or whatever they're doing. I don't know. Courtney went over to her sister's today, and I'm just kind of doing stuff, getting ready for next week. So yeah, got the call from the DOT. So at some point they're supposed to call and set up an appointment in the next 12 months. So that was a nice little narrow time frame they gave us. But sometime in the next 12 months, they said a sheriff will show up and or call us first and set up an appointment, and we'll do our DOT audit or whatever. And then we also got a call from the insurance, so we're settled on that. So now we're just waiting for a check to show up, waiting on parts to show up too. We got all the parts ordered for the camper, but we haven't heard on when any of that's coming in. So we're just checking on our chicks. Haven't shown you guys the chicks for a while. They're getting big. And our mulberry tree has got a bunch of mulberries on it, so I threw a handful of mulberries in there, and they went crazy over mulberries. I think we're gonna get probably another 30 chicks, I suppose, here in a week or so. So that way by the time they're ready to come out into the little coop thingamajig, we'll be ready to start butchering the broilers there and And my old ice shack we had years ago, it's just been sitting in the barn forever. So we're actually gonna pull that out. We decided not to use the old hog building as the chicken coop for the egg layers. We're gonna use the old ice shack. So we're gonna put a door on that and build some little nesting boxes in there, and we'll be all set with chickens. Yeah, I think that's gonna end this video. I've had a lot of people talking to us about they want to get into doing camper rentals and stuff, so maybe the next video we'll kind of talk about things that we've learned along the way, things that we wish we'd have known sooner that would have made our lives a lot easier, stuff like that. So maybe the next video we'll have a sit down and talk about what you need, what it takes to get started, and kind of just go over some questions that we've had over the last year or so since we've been doing videos. And a lot of times we've even got customers that even ask us a lot of the stuff that'll be from, like, you know, Texas or something like that, and they want to know more information about you know, camper rentals and getting into it and whatnot. So and a lot of the expenses people don't realize there are. So yeah, until the next video, like, subscribe, comment with any questions, and we'll try and go over them next time.